Hi, I'm Susan.
And I'm Kaylee, and this is Nachos and Popcorn.
Hi guys, I'm Susan Tamayo.
And I'm Kaylee, and today we're going to be reviewing The High Note. So The High Note is set in dazzling LA with Tracee Ellis Ross and Dakota Johnson, and they are kind of the pivotal women of this movie. We see two different stars, two different budding music actresses, really trying to create a future for themselves in LA with their music production, and kind of the trials that they face and the pivotal changes that we'll see that could really set their future career. Our cast for this movie is going to be Dakota Johnson, and she plays Maggie. Tracee Ellis Ross is going to play Grace Davis, and their dynamic is really Maggie is a beginner producer, and she's also Grace Davis, Tracee Ellis Ross character's assistant, while Grace Davis is this beautiful, idealized music singer, probably in her middle of her career, looking towards the end of her career, really wanting to revive that. So we see that Ice Cube is going to be playing her producer. He's really trying to get her into a different future than she really plans on going with her music career, but he's really trying to secure her to have a really successful future, while Maggie really is trying to push her more towards her aspirations and her dreams. And we also see, while Maggie's pursuing her dreams, she meets Kelvin
Harrison Jr.,
who is going to be her kind of partner in helping her aspire to reach her future. So we've got these four main characters. They're really, really pivotal in each other's lives. They really have a lot of influence on where they're going to be going in their music careers and in their future. So kind of like, let's just talk about the movie. Let's look at the trailer maybe.
Yeah, let's look at the trailer.
Yeah.
People want Grace Davis, and that's what we gonna give them.
This is The High Note.
Chicago! Where are we? Detroit. I can't hear you, Maggie. Detroit. I can't hear you, Detroit!
I grew up around music. It's my whole world. If you told 12-year-old me that one day I'd be working for Grace Davis, she's an icon.
This woman doesn't even know your last name.
She does, sometimes.
Stop. I'm not gonna tell you guys you're great if you're not great. Do it again.
Damn, the girl still give me goosebumps.
Well, Grace, have you thought any more about the Vegas residency?
Actually, I think it's time I record a new album.
I mean, that's one plan.
What am I supposed to say to her?
I'm just a personal assistant, but I'd love to produce your music.
Let me do my job, and you do yours, which is get her coffee, Kleenex, Kotex, and whatever else the hell we've been paying you to do for the last 6 months.
I've been here for 3 years.
You get paid? I thought you were an intern.
My life is a joke! Ugh!
It's really bleak out there for middle-aged singers. In the history of music, only 5 women over 40 have ever had a #1 hit, and only one of them was black.
I've been feeling.
I know everyone is happy with me doing the same show every night. What if there's something more?
Grace, I didn't want to tell you or Jack, but I did a cut of your song.
Hey, I can hear y'all. Y'all know it's a damn microphone in there, right? All we got to do is play it safe and stack some money.
I will decide what I do next.
Is the food coming, sir?
We've been over this. We are not a drive-thru.
Well, it should be. It could be.
Oh my God, is that Grace Davis?
No.
The world premiere is in your home on demand May 29th. Go to watchthehighnote.com for more.
Wow, that was a really good trailer. However, since we've already had a chance to have a screening of it, that is nothing in comparison to the actual movie.
Right, yeah, we were lucky enough to get an early screening of the film, and while the trailer is great and it really showcases some of the good music and some of the great acting, the storylines in this movie are just amazing. I mean, the way that these lives kind of intertwine and mix with each other, and how much influence they have on these characters, and how much these women are so important is not even expressed in the trailer. So we really are excited for you guys to watch it. We really hope you do. Let's kind of get into a little bit of discussion. We're not going to be doing too many spoilers, but we do want to kind of just do a brief overview on what we thought of the movie. Okay, so what were your initial thoughts on the movie?
First off, the movie was much more than what I had expected. First off, the music, the soundtrack in the movie was very moving. And then plus, it's very interesting to see the personal assistant role that Dakota Johnson's role plays. Yeah, it's a lot more tedious than what I had ever pictured.
I thought she played it really well. I thought she clearly idolizes Grace, and that one was really fun to see, like, that she's doing all these, like, ridiculous errands for her, but, like, she still sees her as her star, and it hasn't, like, tainted her image of her.
Yeah, definitely. After a while, I probably would have been like, I'm done with you.
Right.
But she just keeps on going, and she just continues to idolize her and sees her in a more positive view than
you would think. And I think that's what's so important about this is the two women in this movie are so powerful and so driven, and I think that's what really sets the scene and sets, you know, where you want them to succeed. You want Grace to do really well. You don't want her to retire. You don't want Maggie's character to fail. You want her to be an assistant, but you also want her to be a producer. They are so strong, and they have
they have a great chemistry together.
Yeah, they really do.
I think the characters really build off of each other very well. So that way, you know, it's almost kind of like a mother-daughter relationship in a way. So it's a very interesting dynamic.
I really like that, and it's funny to see because I think that the antagonist in the movie could be considered to be Ice Cube's character, and I really think it was interesting to see a lot of that being that he really just cares about Grace, and he wants her to do well, but he wants to be secure about it, and he wants to set her up for success by going and doing the Las Vegas, like those tour and doing those years set for Las Vegas. But she really sees herself continuing on, and I think that she's like at this pivotal point where the world's almost forgotten about her. She could do this secure thing and
right. She sees it as Las Vegas being the retirement
plan.
Yeah, and that's not what she wants.
And there's such different timelines. You see Grace at almost the way they make it seem at the end of her career, and you see Maggie right at the beginning of her career where she's working on things that she wasn't asked to work on, where she's working out of basements and just working with whatever she has, but she has such passion, and they both have so much passion in their music, and that was just, I think we don't see that a lot when we see films like this. Like, we see them really enjoying what they do, but this is hard-working women in this movie, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah, and it not only, you know, depicts women as being powerful, but it also has some humor to it as well.
Yes.
As we see the house manager character.
Where she's like your traditional character. She was hilarious in her outfits and her
demeanor. I mean, though, her complete outlook on her life was just hilarious.
My favorite, when she looks at Grace and she's like, "What do you mean you're not retired? I didn't know you weren't retired." Like, you work with this woman every
How do you not know?
She was really good. Now, when we talk about this movie, I think the women are the key, but there is also Kelvin's role, and he is so important to Maggie's career and her, like, continuing, like, she depends on him really to get the kick that she wants to be a producer. I mean, she works hard, but
she's using him as not using him, but she's creating a foundation, a stepping stone to her career. And, you know, but at the same time, you know, they start this little heated little romance, but she's, you know, so driven that she tries to set it, you know, over to the sidelines.
And I think, you know, he's a great character, and he definitely has his part in the film. I think his music was really good. I think he was very human. The self-doubt that he had in himself, the way that he performed, and how much joy he had, but how little he believed in himself, and how much she, you know, blossomed that in him. I think that was just a really interesting dynamic to see between the two of them.
Yeah, and I think the bottom line to this was just having that courage, having that courage to take it to the next level.
Right. Between all, I would say all of the cast members, that was really The point is having that like very brave stepping stone, and we see that it doesn't always work out. You know, Maggie gets herself in hot waters more than once in the film, and she really continues to take those risks. And then you kind of see that while Grace is angry at her, I'm sure there was a point in Grace's career where she was doing those things and she was taking those risks, and I
think that was the reason why she still continued to trust in her and to have her employed,
right?
Because she understood
it was like just women trying really hard in their career, right. And she says that when they get into huge arguments, like that she's a woman of color, she's a woman past the age of 40, and she's a woman, and that is just everything is stacked against her, and the easiest thing is to do the safest thing,
right? And
Maggie pushes her not to do that.
Just get out of that comfort zone.
Now, when I feel like we can't talk about this movie and not talk about the music in this movie. I mean, that's the whole point. It's the high note. The music in this movie is insane. It's stellar. Tracee Ellis Ross in this is, I mean, I knew she could sing. Like, I knew that she had that singing talent.
She's Diana Ross's daughter.
Right. Like, she's
it's like, you have to.
Right. But, oh my goodness, the way she performed. Oh, and the costuming that she wore throughout the
amazing.
She plays young Diana Ross. She plays this like beautiful debutante.
She's got the hair and the clothes
and the backup dancers.
Oh my gosh, and and just the poise of it all.
She really does. I really thought that her performance was amazing. She really, idealized what we imagine when we think of a powerful woman singer, and her voice was beautiful. She has a single in the song "Love Myself," and that one is she sings towards the end of the song, and that one is going to be in the original motion picture soundtrack, and that one is just amazing.
Which I will probably be getting as
well.
Yeah,
no, I think so too. I mean,
because also they have a lot of classics as well.
They did. So they do cover a lot of new to the movie, but there is covering of old music. There's a lot of talk about music in itself, in the production of music, in different covers of things. I thought that was really, really great, filtered throughout. So now we've talked about like our initial thoughts. What do you think is the main takeaway, or what would you say would be like the ideal audience to watch this?
I think it's a wide range. I mean, because you have because the music has older music, newer music, and it's mixed and entwined into all. I think basically it targets anyone.
Mm-hmm. I really wouldn't say that this is a love movie. This isn't a romance movie. I mean, there's love, there's passion in it, but this is really just I haven't seen anything like it.
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun
afternoon movie to watch. Mm-hmm. I would definitely go with my girlfriend.
Yes.
With, my husband.
I definitely see this, the dynamic like we've talked about with their two characters. I want to watch this movie with my mom. I just see this very like she loves like Tracee Ellis Ross. She loves her, and I've always loved Dakota Johnson. I think that their dynamic was so not what I thought they were going to be. I thought Tracee was going to play this like horrible, mean boss, very like devil wears Prada, and she can do it.
Yeah, she does. She does do it here and there, but when she's at home, she's just this goofy person.
Yeah,
just like everyone else.
Yeah. I think I don't know. There was just something about this movie. It was definitely original. I just liked that it wasn't so romance centered. It was powerful women, great music, really just fun to watch. And then
there's 3 different stories going on.
There really is. There really is. And I think we could talk about Ice Cube's character, and I made a joke while we were watching the screening that like Ice Cube plays the same guy in every movie, and he does it so well.
It's okay. It's okay for him to do it. Yeah.
He does it so well, and you're afraid of him, and you kind of are like, oh, Maggie, you're getting into hot waters with him. You're going to get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, he's always that tough, rough-looking guy.
Yeah, but he was great, and I think, I just think the cast overall, you know what I thought was interesting, and I thought she was just like an interesting little sprinkle. Maggie's roommate. I thought she was the funniest character.
Yes, she did add some humor to a lot of those serious little times throughout the movie, but they made a great friendship.
They really did. Yeah. I thought it was just this really great dynamic. We will say that we haven't gotten into any spoilers, but there is a pretty big plot twist, or I would say like reveal at the end of the movie that I'm pretty good at predicting things like that, and I was
So am I. I was just like, what?
I think when I paused the movie, I was like, wait, hold up. And I sat there and we were all talking about it. Like, I did not see that coming, and you just see everyone. So
Total aha moment.
yes, yes. I think the cast did really well in their acting. Like we said, we loved the music in this film. I'm gonna download that soundtrack. It was just something that I just enjoyed. Like I didn't have a lot of negative comments to it. Like I just had a good time watching it, and I wanted them to do well. I cared about the characters.
It was a very good, fun movie to watch. It didn't have any controversy. It was just powerful women trying to succeed.
Yeah, I think that is a story that I like to see. I think we could all benefit from a good watch like that. Just a really good time, especially right now. And with it being said, this movie was delayed. This was originally supposed to be screened in theaters, and we have seen, with everything going on right now, the transition into streaming on demand and things like that. So it was delayed a couple, I would say, I think it was 3 weeks that it was supposed to be in theaters, and now it's going to be streaming on demand. So let's kind of just get into that on the details on how you guys can watch this. If you are interested in streaming The High Note, it's going to be available on May 29th. Yes. It's a 48-hour rental for $19.99. And that is streaming on demand, so it's going to be across platforms. We're talking Amazon, Apple TV, your dish and cable networks, as well as Google, YouTube, Microsoft, Vudu as well. I mean, you're going to be able to get this everywhere. I think it's a great at-home watch. Really, really fun time.
Yeah, do yourself a favor. Rent it.
Yes, 48-hour rental for $19.99. All right, so that was The High Note. I think that was a great view. We really hope you guys liked it. Give us some comments, give us some feedback when you watch it. We really want to get your opinions on this. What movies do you think that we should be reviewing? Are there any movies that are going to be in this stream on demand that y'all are looking forward to? I was looking forward to this movie a couple months ago when I first saw that they were doing it, and I was thrilled when I watched it.
Yeah, I was very excited about it also. But if there's anything else that you want us to review, maybe something on Netflix, Hulu, Prime, let us know.
All right, thanks guys. This is Nachos and Popcorn. If you want to stream it, May 29th, 48-hour rental, $19.99.
Okay.
And then where it's available at.
I can't do it because, email us. Yeah. I can see the first couple of lines now that I'm like, not going to happen.